Hello, and thanks for watching another quick video tutorial by Low VA Rates. And today we're going to hopefully educate and enlighten as many veteran homeowners as we can on the differences between their blended, which is their true interest rate, and the interest rate on their mortgage. We are seeing many veterans take advantage of high home values and the equity that they now have built up in their home, and they're really improving their financial situation by doing a cash out refinance. But many of them have a hard time at the beginning understanding the difference between the blended rate and the actual interest rate on the mortgage. And this lack of understanding sometimes is putting people in a position where they're choosing not to take advantage of all of their equity out of ignorance or fear. So let's see if we can't help fix that today. Now, if you've ever had these thoughts, you're not alone. Ask yourself, have you ever wondered if, well, I already have a lower interest rate on my current mortgage than what interest rates are today? Now, if you've got your mortgage somewhere in the last 5 or 6 years, there is a chance that your interest rate is lower on your mortgage than the mortgage interest rates being offered today on a cash out refinance. Have you ever wondered why you would ever take a higher rate simply to pay off all of your debt? Sometimes perhaps you've thought that you'd rather not touch the low rate on your mortgage and figure out how to take care of your debt through some sort of home equity line of credit or other means. Some people also say, you know what, I'll just pay off my credit cards over time and not mess with anything. These are all very normal thoughts. Now keep in mind that unless you can understand what your blended rate is, you may be putting yourself in a worse situation. Now, this is something that's not even easy for experts to understand, but here is the Low VA Rates basic explanation. What you do is you simply average all of your different debts into one interest rate. And we've got some tools that can help you do this. If you give us a call, loan officers can walk you through one of our blended rate calculators, but you'd start plugging in your credit card interest rates, your auto interest rates, any interest rates you might have on your student loans, and you kind of go through this exercise. And what you'll find, when you take an average of all of these interest rates, including the interest on your mortgage, you're likely going to be paying a higher rate than that mortgage rate. And you may say, well, okay, I knew that. Well, then to not take advantage of the equity in your home, simply to stay in that lower interest rate, is not the smartest decision you can make, in our opinion. Here's a real life example. We were dealing with a veteran that for months he would reach out to us about, getting a VA cash out and consolidating his debt, and then he'd decide not to do it, and then he'd reach out again. So we finally got to the, to the core of his concern, and that was that he was refusing to give up a really low 30-year fixed rate that he had gotten on his mortgage about 2.5 years ago. But when we took him through the exercise of figuring out what his actual blended rate was, it was just a tad over 5%. Now, what really interested him was that he was able to save over $900 a month by putting all of his debts into one fixed mortgage payment every single month. Keep in mind, this guy had a 2.75 fixed rate. That's about as low as interest rates ever went. But when he looked at his ability to save $900 a month, have one low fixed interest payment every single month, not to mention some of the other advantages that we'll talk about, he decided to proceed and move forward. But it wasn't until he could really visualize the true cost of all of his debt, or his blended rate. Now, I think it's important to understand some other stuff besides just math. Why is credit card debt so scary? Well, Mark Cuban and Warren Buffett had the following to say, and these are both people that most of us would suggest or would accept they really know a thing or two about money and finance. Warren Buffett said that it may be a good idea to, quote, never look at a credit card for the rest of your life. He hates them. He thinks credit card debt's just horrible. Okay? Mark Cuban said the best investment anyone can make is, quote, paying off your credit cards. That's what we're trying to help you do. Let's get those credit cards paid off. Now, your interest on your credit cards compounds, and credit card rates are super high. We've seen some as high as 24.99%. For example, On average in this country, you're over 17% on credit card interest. It compounds, which means it gets worse every single month. If you want to go to Google and research the difference between simple interest, which is your mortgage interest, and compounding interest, which is your credit card interest, you'll get a whole earful of how scary compounding interest can be. And your credit card interest is never tax deductible. You cannot reduce your tax burden at the end of the year by the amount of interest that you're paying on those credit cards. Now, we don't give tax advice here at Low VA Rates. This is just a real basic explanation. You can work with your own tax advisor on whether or not what I'm saying is true. Now, in closing, why not just make your life easier and save money all at the same time? By doing a cash out loan, you are able to consolidate all of your bills into one low, simple payment every single month. You're going to get out of the rat race that so many of us find ourselves in, barely being able to make your bills every single month, only making those minimum interest payments on your credit cards, and they never seem to go down. The balance just grows. There are some possible tax benefits with a cash out refinance, depending on what you're using the cash for and what sort of cash out refinance you're getting. Again, speak with your tax advisor when it comes to tax consultation. Most importantly, why not be able to breathe each month and have extra cash? Okay, take the ability to enjoy your life back. Get out of this rat race. These credit cards are holding so many people down, and this is an amazing opportunity to take advantage. Please, if you have any questions, call us. You can live chat. You can email us. We're on social media. We would love to hear from you. As soon as you reach out, we will put you on the fast track to getting out of debt. Thank you for watching. This is Eric with Low VA Rates.